In a competition where the best things come in small packages, make it mini! 10 artists from across Canada and the world
If you can believe it, you can achieve it.
have gone to epic lengths to craft the miniature houses of their dreams.
Wow! Check, check, check.
Last time, the final 5 let their imaginations run wild building kids' rooms.
It's going really fast. Could do with more time for sure.
Briar took home her first big win,
Briar, you are on fire.
securing a spot in the semifinals, while Gabby was sent home. Now, only 4 remain to fight for the title. I'm Abba Mukwando, and this is Best in Miniature.
I'm feeling really confident. It feels so good to be finally recognized. Not only did I win the last big challenge, but now I know what the judges want from a story, and that's what I need to produce.
Hello again, mini makers. Congratulations are in order. Standing before me are the Best in Miniature Final 4. You made it to the semifinals.
It feels awesome to be in the semifinals. It means I'm one step closer to the finals, and that's my goal.
Well done. You should all be tremendously proud of yourselves. We've quite a lot planned for today, so why don't we get straight to the mini challenge?
Innovation is an art form, and through the course of this competition, we've seen the 4 of you evolve into resourceful artists, turning raw materials into miniature wonders.
For today's mini challenge, we want you to take that innovative spirit to the next level by creating a tiny treasure out of trash.
Ooh.
I love trash. One man's trash, Tanner's treasure.
We know you've been upcycling throughout this competition already, so today we want to see you stretch your creative muscles as far as they can go.
To get to know you even better, we want your trashy treasures to represent a milestone moment in your life.
Today's challenges will determine which 3 of you will go on to compete in the final for the title of Best in Miniature. If that wasn't enough to motivate you, the winner will also receive an exquisite hand-blown miniature glassware collection from famed British artisan Philip Greener.
Ooh, cool. Truly an honor to even be in the semifinals and so close to the end, but yet I feel like I'm just getting started. I'm rolling up my sleeves for this one.
Okay, judges, it's time to let our artists innovate. We'll see you back here shortly.
Good luck.
Good luck, everyone.
Ready?
Yes.
You have 75 minutes to make it mini.
Oh, this is fun.
Why do I feel like a raccoon?
Let's go make some art, guys.
All right, let's do it.
Count my treasures.
So I grabbed some 8 carton pieces, some like molded plastic, just a bunch of random other things.
Today, we're asking our miniaturists to turn waste into something wonderful.
Found some wires.
Repurposing wasteful items or things that you would normally throw away has always been a trend. Miniaturists have always been resourceful, and we have always recycled. We look at things differently. Whereas you see a bottle top, we see a miniature sink. We repurpose everything. We're real hoarders.
I've got all these random bits and pieces, paper balls, a coffee lid, something that could be turned into wires or some sort of loose wiring. To win this mini challenge would mean everything to me. I haven't won one yet, and I know that these mini challenges count towards the overall judges' scorecard. I'm thinking of making an old school TV. To me, that is what sparked my love for set designs. The reason why I'm choosing this is because my older brother, Mike, when he first showed me a scary movie, I was completely freaked out. But then he showed me the behind the scenes of how these movies are made, and that's when I truly fell in love with film.
Making a camera body out of a black plastic lid, and I'm then going to add some textures and buttons with all sorts of various of material I have here. So I'm making everything out of trash. So I'm trying to remember what my camera looks like. I moved to New Zealand on my own when I was 15 to study photography. There was one time in New Zealand when I took the camera out to take some photos of the stars, And I was just blown away. And suddenly I felt like I'm so, so tiny. So that moment, it really changed the perspective of my life.
I am going to make the treehouse where I had my first kiss. So far, I've just grabbed the cardboard to make the sides, a rope to climb up to the treehouse, kebab sticks, coffee stir sticks. I grab a handful of rocks, plastic bags, pieces of foam. I pretty much take the entire pile of trash. We had lived in Michigan for a little bit, and there was already the start of a little treehouse. I gathered up all of the trash that I could find that was laying around in this place and finished it off. I was so proud of this little treehouse. My first kiss and the treehouse became a really fun milestone in my life. I'm a little bit romantic. This was a milestone because that was when I realized that girls didn't have cooties.
Hello, Briar.
Hi.
So we made dumpster divers out of you guys this week.
Yeah.
What are you making?
I am making a cooler out of molded plastic, then maybe a little campfire. So kind of a little scene on here to remember the time when I lived in a van and I spent a lot of time in the desert. My milestone moment is buying an old van, renovating it myself, and hitting the road. Mostly I just kind of hung out in the desert because it was warm. I wanted to get away from the cold in Canada and just see different nature and relax.
What do you mean you lived in a van? You're just casually dropping that.
Yeah.
30 minutes left, miniaturists. Thank you for recycling.
I have a lot to do. I'm still making the camera body. I am trying to figure out how to add more details on the lens. Okay, I think I'm very, very behind right now. I need to move on. I'm going to make a tripod now. I am just trimming down the kebab stick slightly because it's just too thick.
Today, we're asking the miniaturists to repurpose an item to make a miniature that represents a milestone moment in their lives. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the miniaturists show us that we haven't seen. They're not limited to anything but their creativity, and this is the final four. This is their chance to say, hey, look at me, look what I could do.
I have to paint the roof, I have to put the floor in, and I've got to get some wood pieces to set it up on stilts and paint the roof and everything else. I'm adding some textural elements to this so that when we look at it, it looks like something that we would see outside in the woods.
It reminds me of like just doing arts and crafts with my kids. Like we always upcycle and we make like big robots or mini mazes out of like recycled material. So this is actually really fun for me. When I first started making miniatures, I started out with using stuff from around the house. I fell in love with Kim's Convenience and I was like, I'm gonna try and make that. But I used just random bits and pieces. So that's what started my love for miniatures. I'm looking at this metal scrubber and I'm thinking, oh, this will make perfect wiring. I guess, yeah, I'm a trash queen.
The first cooler I made with like a clamshell hard plastic container. Didn't work out. The color was completely wrong. Like it's the ugliest thing ever. It's so embarrassing. I gave up on that hot mess. I'm about as stressed as I was before. There's just not a lot of time for trial and error. I'm gonna straighten out some of the cardboard pieces that are there and quickly make a box. It's now the green that my cooler actually was, so I'm already happier. It looks better. I'm just making ashes since this is supposed to be like a little campfire pit.
Waste not, want not. You have 5 minutes left.
Ay, ay, ay.
I don't have a lot of time. The camera is actually quite heavy. The tripod I made is very fragile, so I just need to make sure that it's not gonna fall when I put them all together. The fact that I'm using the pen lids as a telescopic lens, it actually becomes very top-heavy. Oh my God. It's just keep on falling over. Why did I do this?
1 minute, you have 1 minute left.
I'm adding moss and leaves and rocks. Right now, this competition is so close and everybody is so good. There's just a very small margin of error, so any kind of advantage that you can get is incredible. It adds an extra layer of creativity, I think.
What was I thinking? This is why you spray paint, because hand painting takes forever.
You can kind of see that it's a day curtain through it, but that adds to the texture.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Hands off your mini creations.
I love the wires coming out, Tracy.
My marshmallow got stuck to my hand at the end, so
Well, that's
it
how it
didn't make
always
it.
goes.
I am worried for this. I don't think I was able to add enough details, but I hope the judges get it.
Hello again, judges.
Hi, Abba.
Hello.
Let's see how our miniaturists reuse the refuse.
I love this TV. It really reminds me of that 1980s, 1990s horror films. Scaling, I like it. It's a bit big, but TVs were big back then. I love the antenna and the wires all coming out the back. This is extra layers, and you could never tell this is made out of rubbish. So it made me smile, went extra mile. I'm a poet and I didn't know it, and this is great.
Yo, Emma, did you just start rapping?
I sure did.
Oh my
Dropping bars. This tree fort, you have to smile because who as a kid didn't want a tree fort? It's fun. It's actually made out of trees. It's made out of wood, and it feels exactly how it should feel. So the overall aesthetic of it and the mood, nailed. The challenge I have with it is the scaling is a little wonky because I'm not really sure if it's supposed to be a tiny tree house for someone small or if it's supposed to be a full-size tree house for someone large, but the whole attitude of it I love.
This little box here, I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is. Is it a picnic box, maybe? Maybe it's a little fishing box, a little tackle box. It's not as crisp as I would have liked it, but maybe it's because it's been sat on. I'm not sure, and that's where I'm at with that one.
The camera. I smile because I saved all summer to get my first camera when I was grade 9. So this brings back joy and memories for me, and it's executed so well. That camera is built almost perfectly, especially out of rubbish. I love that it's on the tripod. Also, kudos in executing the balance. Really well crafted.
Judges, what pieces made it to the top of the rubbish heap?
So this TV, who made this one? Tracy. I love the personality. It's comical, it's funny, it's creepy, and I love the attitude that went into it. Nicely done.
Who made the camera? Hannah. I love it because it's precision made. It's scale and detail. It's beautifully crafted. I applaud you.
The miniaturist that showed us that nothing is truly trash is Tracy.
I'm so happy. I'm happy that I finally won a mini challenge.
Congratulations, Tracy. You've won the mini challenge and a Philip Greener miniature glassware collection worth $500.
Wow. I'll take that. Thank you.
Yes.
If there's any time to win a mini challenge, it is now, because we're in the semifinals and these wins are so crucial. I want to make it to the finals, so having this win really, really helps.
Miniaturists, the time has come for your very last room build, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Only 3 of you will go to the final and have a chance at winning a residency with the International Guild of Miniature Artisans in Castine, Maine, and $10,000 to make all your mini dreams come true.
Going into the finals with only 3 miniaturists, I don't feel like it's impossible anymore. I am here to win.
For today's big challenge, we want your brilliant minds to continue to take flight with a room of your choice. Prepare to wow us and don't hold back.
Let your imaginations run wild, but make sure we know the purpose of that room as soon as we see it. We like to see a main focal point and miniatures to emphasize and complement the room's design. And to secure your spot in the finals, we'd like you to think about giving us something we haven't seen before. Show us a new skill or technique, or even use a new material.
We've only got 3 spots in the finals, and I have a few tricks up my sleeve that are gonna blow the judges away.
As usual, you'll have access to the mini mall in the final hour of the challenge to grab any last-minute items. There are 8 hours on the clock. Make it mini.
we're here, semifinals.
The stakes couldn't be higher. This is the highest they've been in the competition so far, and that's freaking scary.
This is the last room that they're building for the interior of their house, so I'm hoping that our miniaturists take this opportunity to show off. Show us why they're in the final four. Take the best of what they've done and add something new to it.
We've not got any restrictions this time. I know that they can use their imagination and do whatever they want, but it still has to have a purpose, and that has to be evident. I need to be able to look in that room and know exactly what that's for.
This house is all about me, and I just can't make a room without houseplants. So I'm gonna go crazy. It's going to be Hannah's houseplants room. I'm a houseplant addict. In my Japanese cottage, I am making a jungle room for my houseplants with an indoor swinging rattan chair for 2 people, bonsai making station, and a wall full of houseplants made from clay and paper.
How many plants are you gonna fill the room with?
Oh, I have no idea, but I'm gonna have to fill the whole wall with houseplants.
Absolutely.
I actually live in a flat in London with 60 houseplants.
I commend you on having 60 plants. I had 1 plant once, and it died like as soon as I touched it. So that's amazing.
It is difficult. I also managed to kill some plants, and in this room you will see the failed plants.
Oh my gosh, do you think you'll be able to make it in time?
I don't know.
I haven't done well on another mini challenge. If it wasn't obvious before, it's obvious now. Mini challenges are not gonna get me to the finals, so I really need to make sure my room has a story and it has details. So for my miniature choice room, I'm doing like an at-home design studio. The homeowners have become like design influencers. It definitely needs a lot of stuff to help bring the story to light. I want to have a scratch-made drafting table with a matching chair, a wall of inspiration, a drafting filing cabinet, and lots of clutter with drafting papers. It's risky doing something interior design related with Michael. He's a designer, has a home studio, so I hope this risk pays off. I'm working on the seat and the back of my chair, but I think it's a touch too big.
I guess we'll see how many of this can cut at a time, huh? I don't think anyone's done lath and plaster so far. If you've ever seen an old home, like in an unfinished area, you'll see these little pieces, and you'll see stuff oozing out. That's a lath and plaster wall. I'm gonna tie the whole story together with this room. The room that I am building is an unfinished attic for the man of the house to hole away in. It features lath and plaster all along the walls, handmade, fully functional desk, complete with light-up ham radio, and it also has a bulletin board with all of his clippings to show kind of this disturbed descent into paranoia. This room is kind of going to be a collection of his breakdown and his madness and everything kind of culminating.
Hey, Preston.
Hey, you missed it. I'm all done.
No, you're not. You stopped. So tell me, what are you working on?
Well, this is the room where the man of the house goes. And if you remember in the dining room, he had just gotten a promotion. He had a feeling that that company is involved in some government activity, which is correct. So he's got a little window here where he can keep his eye on the company out there. And he's gonna have all of his papers all over and connections that he's making.
You really thought out everything, especially in terms of what the judges want from you.
Really taking it up a notch. That's my hope anyway.
I'm gonna try and cut this wall down, like, to open this up. Have to be very, very careful. Yes. So the room that I'm building is actually the record shop owner's living headquarters, and that happens to be Uncle Jay, who lives downstairs. It ties us back to the record shop in front of my house. So this room is different from the other rooms. The style of my room I'm building is going to be retro and vintage. It will have an arcade game made out of chipboard, a bed made out of wood, and it will also have an old school vintage TV in the center of the room. Okay, so I'm gonna do a brick wall real quick. I'm making an exposed brick wall. I'm using a foam board, etching out line by line, brick by brick. My plan is to spend a lot of time with weathering. I want to make this look old. It is easier to use brick wallpaper, but I really want to showcase that I'm using different material, and I really want to make it harder on myself. Unnecessary, but necessary.
2 hours down, 6 to go.
I am going to start making the hanging chair, only using clay. And I have started with just making a very basic construction with a wire. Weaving a chair with clay, hopefully is going to be enough wow factor. I just look around and I see Briar, Preston, Tracy just so pro at making furnitures with complicated design. So I really need to push myself. I'm spending a good amount of time on this chair. Woohoo! Rolly buddy.
How's it going, Tracy?
Oh, it's going. And you?
It's all right. I got my walls painted and the chair's done.
Nice.
Now I need to make my desk.
Oh, you're gonna kill that.
Thank you. Making this drafting table is something I wouldn't even attempt at home, but I want to try it here to show that I'm trying to push myself. It's going to be very difficult. I feel like I'm a novice with polystyrene. Tracy knows styrene. She's made some crazy things with it, but I'm using this material so that I can showcase to the judges me trying something different. Now I have to hope that I get the same angle. I think the judges will be pleased with this, because so far it looks pretty good.
All right, let's make a desk. It's gonna be just a standard desk. It's gonna have a couple of drawers on this side, but I'm gonna make it fully functioning. I'm making a desk with 2 functioning drawers, and the way to achieve that is to cut out the drawers individually, make the perfect boxes that fit back inside the hole, and add a platform for those drawers to slide. Yeah, so this drawer is very complicated. This is about an 8 or 10 hour piece of furniture here that I'm cramming into an hour. 1 of 2.
4 hours left, miniaturists. We're at the halfway point.
I am weaving the clay into the chair. I'm struggling because the glue is just keep on sticking onto my fingers, not on the string that I made. Stick, stick, stick. When I get stressed, my fingers start to shake, and you don't want that. Trying to be calm as much as possible. It's a difficult thing to manage. I'm worried that I'll spend too much time making this chair, and I am panicking. I have to make so many plants still. Oh, hello.
Where are we even at?
Well, I'm spending so much time on this chair. I haven't done anything else.
I like the chair.
Do you?
Yeah. Hannah's definitely a tough competitor, but it looks like she's struggling a little bit with the time, and she looks like she's letting that get to her, and I really would hate for time management to affect her build. I'll hold it for you. You can straighten it.
Perfect, okay. Watch your fingers.
I don't look at somebody's accident or somebody's failure as an opportunity for me to get ahead. I'd rather beat everybody at their best than beat someone or win when someone's having an off day. That's not any fun. So that's my attitude towards it.
Great.
It looks amazing.
Thanks for your help.
This is about a sense of achievement, about showing us and everybody else what they can do.
We've encouraged them to introduce a new material to the repertoire, a new technique, something new. So I'm hoping that they, throw caution to the wind, try something different, and then be rewarded.
I am getting down to the fun stuff. This is my moment to shine. I really want to show the judges that I can actually work with different mediums. I am using chipboard to make my arcade system. It's one of those stand-up ones where you put in a quarter with a joystick, 2 buttons. I love the challenge of using different mediums, but I miss my plastic styrene. I can't help but wonder, is this enough to make it to the top 3?
How's it going?
Great, how are you?
Good.
Tracy, are we still in the future here?
I'm going back in time with this one because it's the record shop owner's living quarters.
And is there going to be like throwbacks from the record store in there? Because I still remember record stores.
I'm all about the vinyl and the static sound, so yeah, there'll definitely be throwbacks in there.
Okay.
Based on the expressions on their face, I'm feeling like I'm just not giving enough. And then I think, record store owner, of course he's gonna have a record player, so I'm gonna make a record credenza. I need to add more, so I'm gonna add more.
Artists, there are only 2 hours left. I can see the finish line. Can you see it?
No, come on now.
Since this is a design office, I don't want just a corkboard on the wall. So I am wrapping the piece of wood in a very finely striped fabric. So it's like a fabric pin board. So these are gonna go on the wall behind my draft table. It's kind of the focal point area when you look into the room. So I'm putting like paint chips, some little blueprints, and these are actually miniatures that I've made.
I am making plants, finally. I want to make as many as possible. I want my room to look like it's alive, but I also need to make sure that I'm adding some brown leaves, yellow leaves, that kind of tells the story of how I'm not really a perfect houseplant's mother. Me and my boyfriend, Jordan, we just live in this flat that has got so many houseplants. And he really pushed me to be in this competition. So it's been his job to water them all. So I'm a little worried about how he's coping.
Come to see what you're doing.
It's always been my dream to have a room just filled with plants from the ceiling, from the wall. So it looks like you're outside, but you are inside.
Kind of like a sanctuary, basically.
Yes.
How are you doing for time? Because this room looks empty.
There is no greenery yet, so I am feeling worried about it. I know the judges are worried for me not seeing any greenery in my room, so I need to speed up my process. I just have a lot to do.
I love that desk. So I've got my newspapers that I'm gonna use on my bulletin board here, but what I really want is for them to look like aged yellow newspaper. And the way to accomplish that is just shave the soft pastel over top of the papers, and then I rub it softly in one direction, back and forth. I definitely consider myself an artist. And then crinkling them up really sells them as newspaper. But before miniatures, I wasn't artsy at all. So to be in the semifinals is an amazing acceptance of my art and expression already.
Hello, Preston. Tell us what are you up to? What are you making?
Right now, I'm making some top secret files for my room here.
We always enjoyed your story and we enjoyed your execution. Some rooms just feel to be lacking all those extra pieces. Add more and add more. And when you think you didn't add enough, add more.
And I can see you have a lot of shelf space there. That's going to take a lot of filling.
Yeah, well, I've got some books and papers, and I'm gonna make them by hand just for you.
Really look forward to seeing it.
I didn't plan to fill this bookcase because this isn't a library. I don't have time to do this at all. So monotonous. The timing is terrible. Push down on one side. Emma really wants to see some books in there. So I go crazy making miniature books. That's how you avoid getting a ton of books from the mini mall.
Semifinalists, the last hour of the challenge is here. The mini mall is now open.
Because time's running out, I need to get some stuff from the mini mall. The chair that I find doesn't really match my room, but I'm gonna weather it up. I'm gonna add some rust to it. This looks too brand new, so I don't want it to look out of place.
I originally said that I was not going to go to the mini mall, but I have to go and get at least some houseplant pots. I actually removed some flowers from the pots that was in minimal, and I'm just taking the pots.
My stress level is growing more as every minute disappears. I need to get a lot into this room to fill it up, and I'm a little worried about small items like scissors or a plant. Getting it all done.
So this is the art studio and design space of your house?
Yes.
And how does this follow through from the story of your house?
So the story of the house, it would be that the homeowners that live here, they are the designers, and it was their love from being in the warehouse that took their affinity into design.
And their home is like their showpiece, right?
Exactly.
That's why it was so styled, right?
Yeah.
Interested to see how this tells the story, because it's quite difficult to tell a story in a clean, tidy room.
Yeah. The judges have consistently given feedback that my furniture is really well made, but I don't have enough of a story. It's just not where I naturally incline to go with my miniatures, so that's definitely difficult for me. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just say it did not give me a sense of confidence.
Here we are with the final four.
Well, we asked them to blow us away, and from what I've seen so far, well, they're really achieving that.
And they're honestly leaving it all on the table. I mean, they're really giving it all.
Look at Hannah. She is making a lot of plants.
Hannah is the plant master. I mean, to show it off makes all the sense in the world because seeing the furniture that she's putting in there and the atmosphere, it's a place to really just kind of get lost outside indoors.
Preston has this very strong theme going through his house. The electricity coming off him, it's almost like a nuclear bomb. It's radioactive.
And we really press on Preston to fill it. At that level he's going, it's a lot of work.
Tracy seems to be using some new materials, and we're getting a different vibe from this room. What are your thoughts?
I love the fact that Tracy has embraced this back to the past, because I can identify with lots of those things, because I'm very old.
Yeah, me too.
And what about Briar? What do we think of this room?
I'll be honest, so far, what I've seen, this is harping back to the excellent, skilled Briar that we know, but has it got the character? Not so far. I know from experience that Briar can pull it out of the bag last minute. I hope she does.
Now you have a little comic cover. I am making an old school comic book because I want this one last chance to wow the judges. It's a little comic book.
15 minutes left. I hope you're lost in your imaginations, but not too lost.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna make another bonsai tree. I'm using the real twig that I found that looked quite funny. It badly needs trimming, so that's why it's on my table, ready to be trimmed.
As soon as I finish this chair, 100% of my focus is going to be aging, dusting, getting all of that stuff taken care of. Let's make this place dirty.
I'm finishing up a bit of aging and wear, so my furniture that I have looks really nice. And then I'm going to start adding some more things. And it's all teeny tiny. Time is running out, and I just know I'm not gonna get all the details I would hope to get in the room. I'm just like worrying and can't quite focus. There's just not enough.
You have 1 more minute to get in those final details.
Hannah, you can do it.
Okay, let's... Oh, it doesn't close. They really wanted this credenza to open and close, but it snaps right off. I think I'm gonna leave it open because I want to show a record anyways.
I'd like to hear the first person going to the finals is Preston.
I think I'm doing well, considering how empty it was half an hour ago.
Oh, dear God.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up, hands up. Congratulations, miniaturists. You've completed the interior of your houses.
Oh, that was the most stressful one.
I think it looks real and lived in, but I just worry, did I do enough to get to the finals? Look at your bonsai.
It looks so good.
Oh, thank you.
I'm happy that I was able to finish the interior of my entire house, something I never imagined or dreamt of building. And it's in front of me. Unbelievable.
Hello, Tracy.
Hello.
Tell us about your last room.
I wanted to capture that this room was still the OG room from back in the day. It's actually the record shop owner's living quarters.
Fantastic. The old bricks and the material, the mood has been captured so accurately. The arcade game, like that's the perfect representation of old school. You took us to a total different feeling, a different space, but it actually completes the story, which feels fantastic.
Thank you.
Layers upon layers upon layers of detail. Tracy, you are an amazing artist. I asked you for records. You didn't just give me records, you actually gave me a complete record player. And it's perfectly scaled. I would have liked to have seen maybe some of the records laid out onto the floor so we can see them, but that is the only thing that I can pick on.
Thank you.
Did you experiment with any techniques or materials you didn't use before in here?
Chipboard, because as you know, like my medium is working with plastic styrene. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I made a special cover, comic cover for you guys.
Oh my God.
What is it?
Can I pick it up?
Yeah.
Okay. It's, dun, 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 dun. It's like the three of us.
Wow, you're bribing us.
I know.
This is bribery. Tell us about your very special room. I see some interior design going on.
This is my homeowners, Rose and Jack. This is their at-home design studio. So
How did Rose and Jack meet?
they met on a boat, actually. Yeah. They started Two Loaves Design Co., and this is their office where they create all their different designs.
Wow.
Briar, this is a room after my own heart. Reminds me of my home office. You've included so much great design details, like the T-square, your set square, the blueprint swirls that are happening. The one thing for me is there's a layer that's slightly missing. As designers, sometimes we have to do monochromatic rooms, so we use other techniques by bringing in different materials and layers and textures to give depth and warmth and feeling. So I wish there was one other layer to it.
I feel like this is someone's office in an office building. I don't feel like this is their home office. Yeah, sometimes in my workshop, there'll be a half-eaten banana sitting on the side, 5 coffee cups in a row, but it's just a tiny injection of character, and I feel that's what's missing maybe in that one. But your furniture skills are incredible, and the drafting table is one of the most complicated things to make because of the angles and getting that correct. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Tell us about the jungle.
Well, I made a room for my houseplant, and I made a cozy swinging bench for me and my boyfriend to relax.
The chair is amazing, and you made the chair out of clay?
Yes.
Absolutely incredible. I've never seen anybody do that before with clay. That'll be a technique called the Hannah technique from now on. I love the theme of the room, the gorgeous plants that are still alive. I wish they were at the front of the room rather than hidden at the back, because you can hardly see them. And the dirt, you make that out of?
The dirt's made from the coffee grain.
Coffee grains, yeah.
Nice.
Don't tell anyone, that's a miniaturist secret that we use that.
It's tranquil, it's attractive, it seems like a very peaceful place to be, and so right on point for the theme of the house. I like that you know who you are as an artist, and we're seeing that. But I also don't think there's enough plants in there to give the feeling of a plant room.
I felt like I spent so much time on the chair, so that was a little bit of a struggle for me.
I am ready for a healthy dose of conspiracy.
Oh, goodness. Well,
Tell
you've come to the
us.
right place. This is the little unfinished hole-in-the-wall attic space where the man of the house gets to go and work on his theories. He thinks something big is going to happen.
The room is bursting with character, is screaming story.
Thank you.
Well done. I love it because the atmosphere, the lighting, the mood, the details, the layers, the radio at the back, the binoculars on the window, and the books that you have made. It's like watching an episode of some detective show because you want to see what else he's doing. So you said you were going to make drawers that open, so I'm going to test you. I'm going to have a look. And there's papers in them. You nailed it, Preston.
Thank you.
For you to make the focal point, the furthest point in the room, is risky. But you did it, and you used tricks to get us there. Even the light in the corner pointing you that way.
Yes.
You used every trick to pull that off. So fantastic storytelling because it creates character. This is a new standard for you and what you do because there's a depth there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for that, Preston.
We have come to the last room. Hard to believe.
Amazing journey.
Amazing.
And now you have to decide who's going to the finals. What are your thoughts?
Oh, Tracy, her different techniques and the skill that she has in the wall coverings to the floor coverings to how she makes her furniture with such precision. She brought the old and the new together perfectly and seamlessly.
Briar, her room is displaying such quality and skill that's not surprising anymore because she is phenomenal at executing furniture builds. It almost looked like it was a laser cut, like it was not built by hand. That's how good she is. What was lacking in her space was depth.
Beautiful, but it had no life.
Preston, Preston, Preston. This was him digging deep and giving us everything because it's all there. The drama, the execution, the suspense, the story twist, the great composition of the room, leading us in, holding us there. I'm so impressed.
Hannah has this swinging chair. It was exceptionally well made in a brand new Hannah technique, which was first class. But I felt like her beautiful plants that she makes, you couldn't see them. They should have been presented at the front.
Hannah brings us into nature and culture and tones so skillfully, but at this stage, we wanted something extra.
I'm nervous. I really tried to tell a bit more of a story, and I hope the judges can see that, but I'm not sure.
This room will take me either to the final or semi-home. I don't know if I've done enough, but there is always a hope.
Tracy, Preston, Hannah, and Briar, your journeys through this competition have been thrilling to watch. You all delivered rooms filled with your own unique personality and skill. Congratulations to all of you for making it this far. Today's big winner and the first miniaturist to advance to the final is Preston.
It's an amazing feeling because I know that I've just created this with everything that I have to give. Winning the whole thing will make everything worth it. Being in the finals is a nice taste.
The second person who has earned a spot in the final is Tracy.
I now am officially in the top 3. Truly a dream come true. Like, I never, ever, ever imagined my art would take me here. But I'm not done. It doesn't stop here. It's just gonna keep going. Insert cry emoji.
There's only one spot left. That means Hannah and Briar, one of you will be going home today. Congratulations, Hannah, you're in. Briar, unfortunately, it's the end of your journey here with us.
Thank you so much. I don't get to make it to the finals. I'm sad to leave the other miniaturists, but I'm okay. I'm really proud of myself and everything I made. I have a whole house and it's full of stuff. I can't believe it. I'm taking away from this experience a lot of confidence in what I can make and what I'm capable of. It's just sad that it's over.
Congratulations, Tracy, Preston, and Hannah. You've made it to the final. Rest up. You've got $10,000 and a residency to win.
Yay!
Before coming to this competition, I wasn't sure if miniature was my right path, but now I'm here standing in the final 3, and there is a lot at stake right now.
Making it to the top 3 is an amazing accomplishment. It's like a dream come true. But I'm here to compete, and I'm definitely here to win.
I want to win this competition. I know I'm talented, and I know I bring a unique skill set to the table, so I'm going to keep manifesting my dreams.
This season on Best in Miniature.
Make it mini.
Keep calm and carry on.
10 artists came from across Canada and the world to build their miniature dream homes. Room by room, their craftsmanship,
I wanted to have some sort of remnants of nuclear activity.
creativity,
Abracadabra.
and patience were put to the test as they persevered in challenges that pushed their art to the limits.
Anxiety, pressure, clock ticking.
While pieces were small, tensions ran high.
Help.
One by one, the miniaturists who didn't make the cut
Nick, Alberto, Micheline, Deborah, Michelle, Gabby, Briar,
Bye.
went home.
congratulations, you've made it to the final.
Preston, Hannah, and Tracy will face off in the final big challenge.
I'm extra motivated. Am I gonna win this? Yes, I will.
To be able to walk away with that title would be monumental for me.
I'm ready, I'm pumped, and I'm coming for the win.
But only one will be crowned Best in Miniature.
I'm in the top 3 and I'm feeling very overwhelmed and very excited at the same time. I feel like I've expressed all my emotions and personality into this art form. You could be friends with insects and birds and animals. My house infuses a lot of form of life, and it includes a lot of Japanese culture that comes from my background.
Hannah, you hit that mark for me. There is something organic and soulful about your house. Exquisite work.
Thank you. This competition has been an emotional roller coaster for me. I had highest.
You're the winner of this week's Big Challenge!
I can't believe it. And I had the lowest.
There's a fine line between organic and dirty.
I am freaking out. I just have to keep calm. I'm a freelance photographer, and making miniatures, it was a hobby, but I'm now like, is this gonna be my main job? I feel very competitive. Winning this competition will give me a huge encouragement and validation for me to keep on doing what I love, which is making small things.
Competing in the final for Best in Miniature is like a dream come true. I feel so fortunate being here because I haven't been building miniatures for that long. I'm sewing. I have zero clue what I'm doing. I'm not your typical miniaturist. All of my builds that I do incorporate some form of electronics. I like to use technology to really blow people's mind. This house is from 1962. The Cuban Missile Crisis actually happened, and there was a nuclear explosion.
What you're showing people has never been seen before, and I thank you for that.
I constantly like to push the boundaries. The fun for me is in the challenge. There's still a lot of radioactivity in this kitchen.
I love it. Scary, brilliant, fantastic.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I've done some things that the judges didn't necessarily connect with.
I do think it's sparse. I think you're missing a sofa or another chair because it's a really big space.
But I've won 2 big challenges.
Today's big winner is Preston.
My main goal with winning this is that I'm hoping it'll help me make a name for myself so that I can raise more money to do animal rescue, which is something I really enjoy doing. I can definitely see myself winning this competition.
I never imagined myself getting this far, especially with my futuristic, sci-fi, dystopian style and taking risks in my vision. Prepare for blast off. My trademark is weathering, rusting, grime, or something to just look dirty. It's a little too clean to my liking, so I'm just distressing it a bit to go with my theme.
Tracy, you have brought me to this dystopian future a bit and made it warm and inviting. How did you do that to me? Your skill level is mind-blowing.
Thank you. My strength in this competition is my wild, crazy imagination.
That's so
button
cool.
here.
Okay, it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Determination in myself as an artist. I have to be very, very careful. Yes. Whew. And knowing that I can create anything my heart desires.
The big winner for today is Tracy.
Throughout this whole competition, I have really amplified my skill set. It amazes me how much I've grown and evolved as an artist. I stand here and I just can't believe it. Like, Every second, every minute, it's out of this world. Being in the top 3 has really sparked a fire inside of me, and I really want to win the competition.
And then there were 3. Miniaturists, I can't believe I'm welcoming you back to the workshop for the very last time. Today, one of you will be named Best in Miniature and win a grand prize of $10,000 and a residency at the world-renowned International Guild of Miniature Artisans in Castine, Maine.
Wow. Nice. The grand prize is honestly so amazing. Like, I just want to keep learning more. I have so much more to learn.
In the last big challenge, you finished the interior of your dream homes. And today, for your final challenge, you'll be completing the vision by creating the outdoor living space.
This is the last big challenge for this competition, and I'm very excited. I'm going to do this.
In addition to filling in your exteriors with landscaping and details of your choosing, we want you to make a water feature that looks like it comes alive with movement.
We also want you to construct an area where someone can sit and enjoy the outdoors.
Your exteriors should be much more than just yards of plants and flowers.
We want detailed and vibrant spaces that feel as alive as any other room in your house.
In other words, complete your story.
It all comes down to this. This is the final push. 10 hours on the clock. Make it mini.
Let's do it.
This is definitely the biggest one, as the most serious one. I really have to push myself. I have to give everything I have, everything I've learned, everything I feel, and I'll just express every emotion.
It's surreal that we've all gotten this far. This is more so a bonus to like, wow, the judges one more time.
I'm feeling really good going into this challenge. This is the last big challenge that represents who will be best in miniature. I really need to knock this out of the park. My wife and my family, they're rooting for me, and I'm almost there.
It's hard to believe that we've already come to the end of the competition. And today, someone will be going home with the title of Best in Miniature.
What a journey it's been, but I'm so excited to see what they make.
What are you looking for with these outdoor living spaces?
As usual, I'm looking for quality, detail, and scale. But this time, we have such variations of themes.
Over the past 7 challenges, we heard about a family living in 2050. We've seen a house that endured a nuclear explosion. And then we also see a beautiful Japanese home with a plant fanatic that lives there. This exterior is the final chapter, the climax in their story. I can't wait to see it being unveiled.
Tell me, how do you do a water feature in miniature?
It's incredibly complicated because will they do real water? It is possible, or they can use resin. That is also very difficult to do because when you set resin, you have to keep it moving. I don't want to see flat.
I'm really excited to see my dream garden becoming a real thing in front of my eyes. I have built a Japanese cottage. My outdoor space is just gonna be summing up the whole concept and the story of my house and the builds that I have been doing throughout this competition. It's going to have a big Japanese pond that has koi fish and a small waterfall. And my outdoor space will also have a Japanese plum tree. It's actually going to be very tricky to make a deep pond because I am using resin and not real water. So I'm using the effect of the darker paint color to be at the bottom so that the water looks like it's actually deep.
I'm gonna make it as desert-like as I can because that's where the house is located. I'm starting with this really fine silica-based sand, and then I'm gonna add dimension by using coarser sand. The style of my home is an atomic-era 1962 style house. It would be found in the Arizona desert, but it's also been abandoned for 60 years. And this is the moment in time that the young boy from the house returns. I've used a little trickery to kind of help me out by angling my house on the platform. I'm gonna turn my home slightly on the building surface, but it's gonna minimize the amount of space that I have to cover with all of this sand. It's gonna have a fire pit with some rustic logs and a little blanket, a bomb shelter, and the biggest feature is gonna be a fully functional pool using real water. Anytime you use real water, it's a challenge because it's just unpredictable and it always finds a way out. The risk is huge with this, but I'm also here to win a competition. I'm hoping that if it pays off, it really pays off.
I'm working on the shaping and forming of my landscape. The style of my house is sci-fi dystopian. It's set in 2050. For my outdoor living space, I am designing my house on top of an unearthed rock formation. That's my vision. Due to climate change, the Earth's core has gotten hot, which has caused the tectonic plates underneath to shift and bring the Earth up. Great thing about my story is I don't have to make trees, so I kind of saved myself there. It will have a sewer with oozing slime water, alien crop circles, and a rusted chair with 2 crates of records, which ties us back to the record shop in front of my house. I really want to combine new school with old school. When you bridge these two together, there's a connection through generations. Even my kids are probably gonna be like, what is she making? My family has been the biggest inspiration, motivation, and support throughout this entire competition. So I'm not just doing this for myself, I'm doing it for them too.
I am making the base of the waterfall with a cling film, and I've just made a few strands of water there. My pond is going to be a focal point of this whole space. It is a huge pond. I have to fill it with resin layers. Resin is a very popular material used to create water. It needs to be cured by the UV flashlight, so I need to spend a lot of time on it. I am using both of my hands. One is painting, one is curing. There's so much resin going into this. I am using 10 bottles so far. I'll probably need 10 more bottles on top of this. The curing each layer, it's just taking a long time. That is a lot of resin to cure.
2 hours down, 8 to go.
Right now, I'm working on the box for my swimming pool. I had to cut these pieces down precisely so that they fit really tight. The silicone that I'm using to make it watertight takes a long time to cure. We're talking days, and I've only got hours. So I want to make sure that it's as dry as it can be before I start dumping water in there. Even though the anticipation is killing me and I would like to fill it up with water, I think it's smart just to wait. So I'm gonna wait till the absolute last minute to do that.
Preston, if you win, like, what next? What happens?
I really don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. I just take it like one piece at a time. Like it's taken a while for me to figure out how to regulate my emotions in a healthy way and kind of express them differently than I did in the past. And I learned to express myself through my art. So it would just be an amazing feeling to have that acceptance and that validation into a community would be amazing.
I'm not used to working with this amount of surface. I'm hoping I have enough time. What I'm trying to accomplish is just crazy. I'm using multiple layers of foam core to build my house up, and this is taking forever. I feel like I'm driving with my mom again. Like, it's just going so slow, and I don't have time.
Oh my God.
It looks like real rocks.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's taking me so long. Oh boy. I feel like this is gonna take me a long time. I'm slowly taking chunks out of my foam boards, but I'm determined I'm gonna get it.
You have 6 hours left, miniaturists. 6 hours.
One of the challenges with this open space is that there's 360 degrees of angle now that they have to consider. So they have to design it from a lot of different vantage points.
There is no limit on what you can do in a garden. This is their opportunity to use lots of different textures that they haven't used before.
We really get to see the best of who they are with the challenge like this.
I'm just making a fish, and I want to apply some patterns of the scale. Koi fish is quite familiar with a lot of Japanese gardens that you see. We had this massive pond that my grandfather designed, and he collected a lot of koi fish. It just has a lot of joyful memory. Putting the very thin fins on those carp is tricky. Hoping the glue is gonna do its job.
Who's rooting for you back home? Like, who are you counting on?
My family back in Japan and my boyfriend back in the UK. They're all rooting for me. My biggest cheerleader in my life is probably my other half, my boyfriend, who is waiting for me in London. He has been very, very supportive throughout my miniature journey, and he is very happy for me to be doing what I love.
This is the final challenge. What happens if you win?
I'm not very a competitive person originally. That's gonna be like a new chapter of Hannah Lemon.
New chapter indeed.
Yeah.
Time to sketch the whole thing out, but if I give it some depth there, then I could do a locking system. How would that look? Obviously, that nuclear explosion happened out front, and we have been talking this entire time about the evacuation that took place. So my thought is I'm gonna have a bomb shelter door, and that's where they hid out until it was safe to come out. And I feel like that kind of wraps up the story. To make the bomb shelter door, I'm using pieces of chipboard. Inside is gonna be an exposed mechanism that's made with bent metal tubing. Now you can start to see it taking shape just a little bit. You can kind of see the bar mechanism back behind it. And I really think that the attention to detail will secure me this win.
I'm curious about the reasoning for turning your structure on the side and the placement of things. So just take me through that process.
Because it's a desert landscape, I wanted to minimize the space that I had to fill. And also I needed room for my pool that butts up to the dining room window. It's not easy to make a pool that holds real water.
You said real water.
I was waiting for that. Yes.
Well, we'll see. I'm hoping when you fill it with water, the pressure doesn't blow the sides out, but this is the finals. I mean, I gotta bring it.
Oh, I've got fingers crossed for you. There's usually no plan B with these things.
There's definitely no plan B. I'm putting all my eggs in that basket, and I'm hoping that if it pays off, it really pays off.
My water feature is going to be inside here. It's going to be the sewer. So it's going to be like icky slime water. My water feature is not the traditional water fountain that one may possibly imagine, but I really wanted to showcase that we all have a sewer system. And in 2050, there just happens to be slime water.
It's toxic sludge.
I know.
Just so gross, Tracy.
I know. I want to get like a little green tint to it. You know, my setting is dystopian. So if I can add like a little hint or touch of color, I will.
There's a meteor on your desk.
Yes, there is.
What's the story here? How is this incorporated with your house?
My house will actually be lifted up and placed on top of this.
Are you going to bring any nature to this?
There will be a bit of like moss and algae.
Sometimes the rooms of yours that haven't been as strong,
It's because they're almost too sterile. And when you have brought a softness and fun to it,
like the celebration of life centerpiece that you have in your dining room,
that's when we've loved it the most. And I see what's before me, and it's brilliant, but please bring a little bit of Mother Nature in there. Just sneak it in there somewhere.
Yeah. It's really clear that they're looking for a sign of life. I've always said from the get-go that we're in the 2050, there are no trees. So obviously it's not going to be as full of nature as one would like it to be. This is a dystopian sci-fi world. But I'm realizing it's tricky. It's not a traditional outdoor space. And I really want to bring my vision to life.
Mini makers, you are halfway through your last challenge. 5 hours to go.
I do have to hurry up. I have a lot to do still. For my outdoor living space, I don't want to have a really flat greenery. I want it to have some depth and story. So I'm going to have a plum tree. It's going to look very close to the real tree that I have back at home in Japan. This is the plum tree that my family has to make the plum pickles. I am using real twigs, and it's going to have some damaging around the main part of the tree because it survived many typhoons in summer.
I'm curious, are you going to put any structures or anything in the garden?
There is going to be a light stand next to the bench that I'm going to be making.
I ask because the plum tree looks small in scale to me.
The key element is about composition and bringing your eye from this massive structure
To
There's a huge drop because remember, we got to approach this from all angles.
All right. I'll think about that. I'm trying to think, what else could I have that has got a height so that I can play with the perspective? And the fact that the pond is not done yet, so I am feeling a little bit pressured. I am starting to panic. I really need to come up with an idea. I'm a little bit stressed now. I have to get myself together just to think about what's realistic and what's not. I am deciding to make this little shed that is the storage for the logs and some garden tools. It kind of like looks a bit abandoned because I'd never really go in there.
A winner never quits. You have 4 hours left, so make the most of it.
You got this. For my outdoor living space, I am setting my house on an unearthed rock formation, and it's a symbolism of everything that I've gone through in this competition. I'm just like picking up my house, which shows that I've unearthed all of my potentials, and I've put this all into art. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My house is now on the platform. So now I'm trying to visualize. How am I gonna give Emma that sliver of hope? I have an idea. Playing with resin for the first time, I realized perhaps I could make a rock float. I'm making my rock float because of the lack of gravity in 2050. And on the rock, there's going to be a leaf on it, which symbolizes a sliver of hope. This could either work in my favor or it cannot. I'm shaking because I think this could work.
What are you doing?
Right now, I'm working on this railing so that the people that swim in this pool don't fall off and die. Obviously, the biggest feature of my outdoor living space is my pool, but I also want to create some other elements that are really going to stand out. The fire pit is created to provide this sort of atmosphere where the family can go and just kind of hang out on a cool desert night. When you use hot glue, it gets really stringy and it leaves a lot of little strings all around and it looks like you used hot glue. So I like to go around with a lighter and just zap some of these strings. There's 3 members of my household and 3 logs, and it's just a fun, inviting little rustic area. It's exactly the type of place that I would love to hang out in.
Preston, Hannah, and Tracy, why are these our 3 finalists?
Preston, he's a fantastic storyteller. His imagination is on overdrive.
Preston has been in it to win it from the beginning. He's taken the criticism and become quite determined. I'm going to listen to what you say and I'm going to try harder. And I feel that that's what he's done.
When we first got introduced to Hannah, we were blown away by her skill and her ability to make this natural, organic elements all come together to tell the story. And her story is one that's so vulnerable. You really feel connected to Hannah's spaces because they're honest and she's skillful. That's a magic formula.
It's Hannah's dream house, and I think you can't help but fall in love with that.
Tracy's in the finals because her stuff's just so cool, but she's executing in a way that is still kind of fresh and new. Even though I understand the world of sci-fi that she kind of plays in, she's bringing her own spin to it.
She doesn't overlook anything. She almost stands back and challenges me to say, go on, find something that I missed. Go on, look for it, Emma.
Is there a clear front runner here?
Abba, this is why this competition is so awesome, because there isn't. Each one of these competitors right now has the skill to win, and right now it's all about decisions. Who's gonna come up with that one thing that totally shocks us and blows us away compared to what their competitors do?
I want this pond to have depth. I want the judges to feel like, oh, there might be some more lives underneath. I am painting some goldfish directly on the resin to make it look like they're swimming underneath one another. There is a lot at stake right now. Tracy's style is so different. It's completely opposite style to me. She's creating something that nobody has seen before, and she's always delivering amazing work. So I really need to push myself to win that title. I can't have this not perfect.
3 hours left on your outdoor spaces. Only 3 hours left.
So I don't want to just spread my sand out. I'm thinking the 8 is like an infinite loop, right? I think like aliens, crop circles, right? I'm trying to say that like aliens do exist and maybe they are the ones leaving the crop circles here on Earth, and that it shows the universe aligned us to make this magic together. That's pretty cool. I'm thinking about all of the little details because I really want to win. Preston is tough competition. Our skill sets are very similar. He is really strong at not only executing his vision, but also at storytelling. The pressure's on.
I'm mixing up some sludgy water for my swimming pool. It's just a brown and green mixture just to make it look kind of sludgy, look like stagnant, nasty, mossy water. Okay. I hope it works. All right. It's the moment of truth. I'm ready to fill up this pool. Okay. I'm clearing an area so that I don't get stuff all over the place, and then I'm gonna pour it in. I can feel my heart beating out of my chest. If the silicone isn't completely dry before I put water in it, the sides could blow out. You ready? It will ruin everything, including my chances of winning this competition. Let's do it. It's the moment of truth. I'm ready to fill up this pool. I'm not sure yet. There's always that risk that I overlooked something. So far, no problems. So I continue to go, crossing my fingers, watching it rise. Yep, it went well. There's no leaks or anything.
You have 1 hour remaining in your final challenge. And if you really need it, the mini mall is now open. Not the reaction I was expecting. I said the mini mall is now open. Guys, I wore pads today to make sure that you didn't bulldoze me down.
Not interested.
We're busy.
I am not going to rely on the mini mall today. I am not even moving.
I don't see anybody running, but the pressure's starting to build up on me. And I'm realizing, okay, do I have time to make my own chair? Or do I go run to the mini mall? I'm gonna see if there's like a bench or chair. So I find a chair and I'm gonna weather it up. So I wanna make it look really rusted. I'm gonna put it in front of the record shop. In my outdoor space, one would sit outside of the record shop, just digging in the crates, looking through different records, in solitude, in peace, watching the sunset. And maybe perhaps you could see galaxies. Yeah, I think it looks really amazing.
Judges, this is the last challenge. Are you happy with what you're seeing so far?
Preston's building this really creative, innovative pool, which is such a unique concept. But what concerns me more is that the rest of his landscape still looks a little bare. I'm curious to see what he does. And then Hannah has a bunch of organic elements. We challenge Hannah to think about the perspective of moving from her house into her garden. And we see her working on that now.
There is one thing that she needs to be careful of, though. She has to be careful of scale.
Tracy, oh my gosh, she's layering and layering. She elevated her whole space. It almost feels like a floating building, which is amazing.
But the one thing I definitely want to see is that nature has creeped in there, some warmth, some love has creeped in there.
I like the fact that we have 3 very different outdoor spaces. I'm optimistic that they're gonna pull it through.
30 minutes left, miniaturists. Do not forget those details.
I don't want to cover the board in grass. I just want to give it a couple of little tufts peeking through. This is the desert, after all. I understand that in a desert landscape, there's not a whole lot of opportunity to introduce other textures and colors, but I do want to try and do that in a tasteful way to kind of soften the hard landscape that would really go with my home.
My arm's feeling tired. I can't stop and have a rest, so I'm keep going. I'm creating a raindrop and the puddles on the floor. The story of this outdoor space is, it's the moment when we just had this rain. So we're just rescuing some clothes, but leaving 2 very soaking wet laundry by mistake.
Okay, next on my list, trying to levitate a rock. I hope it stands up on its own. Yo, what the? Abracadabra. And now I have to think of how to add life to it for Emma. Emma asked for nature. I'm gonna give her that 1 leaf. Oh, and turtles. I gotta add turtles in my sewer. They're gonna look like actual cute turtles. All I can say is there are turtles in 2015.
Only
Only 15 minutes remain.
This is the antenna for the ham radio. In the miniature choice room, I have a ham radio, so I want to make an antenna on top of the roof to complete my story. That he picked up the transmission of the nuclear blast. I made it out of coffee stir sticks and other various pieces of wood.
I'm just adding more paddles on the floor. The sitting area is by the pond. There's going to be a wooden bench. I still have to make my watermelon. It's something that we used to do, me and my sister, when we were a child. We eat a watermelon and we just threw a skin into the pond. When she sees this, she is going to be very pleased.
Miniaturists, this is your final minute.
Wow, okay. Don't know where things are anymore.
One last ooze. Look at that, great.
To create a fully functioning pool is super ambitious, but I had the last-minute plan to actually make it functioning. I'm gonna drop 5 or 6 indigestion tablets in there, so it looks like there's a pool filter trying to work.
I'd like to say I am almost done, but there's always things to do. Woohoo!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up, hands up, and give yourselves a huge round of applause. You did it!
I am so damn proud of myself. Everything I made, it related to me, my childhood and who I am. For that, I am very grateful.
Amazing.
Thank you. It is amazing looking at how far I've come, and to see my progression as an artist here tangibly in front of me is one of the greatest feelings.
Oh my God.
Wow. And that's Emma's leaf. To be able to say that we created art together, it's an honor. It's been an amazing journey.
Hello,
Preston.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good. Welcome to my home.
Today, Preston, we're looking at the outdoor space as well as the overall impact of your home.
Can you tell us about the concept for your yard?
Sure. So I wanted to provide a desert landscape because my house is based in Arizona, but I also wanted to trick the eye so that it didn't look like just a postage stamp sandbox landscape. So I added some color and texture by bringing in different gravel, some grass, and some different foliage.
What really strikes me and what I really love, the angles, because you established that in the very beginning of the build of your house. It really makes this feel ultra stylish in the architectural detail of it. So fantastic. Totally on board with the bunker door. There's so much detail and functionality in that. I get the satisfaction that you get from your work. I'm convinced that this is the vision completed. Fantastic.
Appreciate it. So for my water feature, I created a pool that was visible from inside the dining room. In fact, I can turn the filter on so we can start getting it going just a little bit here.
Okay.
We'll just crank that filter and that. There, now the water's agitating just a tad and should be clean enough to swim in soon. For the seating area, I decided to use logs instead of harder furnishings because I feel like the natural elements soften the gravel and the sand, more like a place where you'd go on a cold desert night to just enjoy a warm fire.
As I said before, you are a risk taker. You took the risk of using real water. I just commend you for doing that. You have movement in this filthy water, and the design of putting a swimming pool on an angle coming off a room. No one's ever done that in miniature before that I have ever seen. Incredibly clever, but I'm looking for realism. It looks like it's recently been abandoned. There would have been less water in there. You could have broken up this space a little bit. I would have almost liked to see the big old Arizona cactus, you know, the ones that look like forks, because it looks like more of a model than an exact replica of a real house.
Preston, how are you feeling?
I can't believe that I created this. I just look at it and it blows me away. I think it's a totally winning house. I'm happy with everything I've achieved inside and outside, and it wouldn't surprise me at all to hear my name.
In 2050, due to climate change, the Earth's core has gotten hot, which has caused the tectonic plates underneath to shift and bring the Earth up. And that's why my house is elevated. For the water feature, I chose a sewer system. In the record shop owner's room, you'll notice that there's a sewer cap on the floor. So I wanted to kind of bring that story together, that even though it's in the future, this house still has like a sewer system. And then for the seating area, it's Uncle Jay with his crates of records, record, sitting in solitude. I just envision a sunset going on, maybe watching galaxies pass us by.
What a story. It's very expertly done. It's almost a sculpture that you've made for your house to sit on. I love the textures, the water running down. Love those extra little details.
I almost don't need to get close because I enjoy it as a whole. The house right down to the base. You're floating rock, and there's this attempt to hold it down with the chain. It suggests that there's some changes still happening to our planet, and we know you are a master at aging things, but that is rock. It's as real as it needs to get. Work of art, fantastic. And then I'm rewarded when I go in. You got so creative with your forms and shapes. I'm just following the undulations throughout the rock and enjoying it so much.
Wish nature had crept in there somewhere. I see the leaf in your floating rock and the turtles rummaging around in the sewer system, but they don't feel like enough.
The sand sculpture, a beautiful soft element in such a hard landscape. The stones in the middle with the moss on them, everything blended beautifully. Well done, beautiful, lovely work.
Sorry. It has been an honor to be able to make magic and to just be a part of this. And I just can't wait to keep making art for everyone.
Yeah.
Everything that I have contributed and put into my house has been nothing but heart and soul. And I hope that I win.
This is my ideal garden that I'd like to have in the future. Lots of greenery. And I also wanted to feature the koi pond. I also have a plum tree that has lost all the plums and it's all rotten on the floor. And it just rained, so I'm rushing to collect some laundry and some of them are soaking wet. And that happened while me and my sister sat on the bench eating the watermelon.
Very sweet.
Oh my gosh. So much detail, so much going on. The more I look, the more I see. There's water dripping off your clothes, which is so cool. I mean, there's lots of enjoyable things here. Your masterful use of composition, I love it. And the way you guide your eye through the space, which is so important in any type of design, because this detail just takes us so much deeper into this world that you created. I really feel like the scale of this tree should almost be double. If it was this big, oh my gosh, it would have just felt right.
Hannah, your fish, oh my word, absolutely first class. And the way that they're going towards the watermelon, the rainfall, the story that flows from the house outside is absolutely incredible. I would have liked to have seen maybe a couple of pegs on the washing line, but I love the fact that there are plums on the floor under the tree. Everything feels like it's been there forever. Overall, I love the vision that you have created. Amazing work.
Thank you, that means a lot to me. I'm just so grateful for this opportunity because through this, everything I made, it related to me, my childhood and who I am. I feel very, very emotional, but I am very proud of myself.
We have a lot to talk about today. You're judging how our finalists did in this big challenge, but also how they've done overall in building their houses.
Oh, where do we start? Goodness. Their stories are so powerful and they carry you with them on that journey.
There's so much substance and execution with all three of these homes.
Let's talk about how each of our miniaturists did overall in the competition.
Tracy won 2 big challenges, the family room and the dining room. The story is so strong in her futuristic 2050 home. Not something I would normally gravitate towards, but she kept my interest in combining this retro vision with this futuristic vision.
Preston has 2 wins with his main bedroom and his miniature's choice conspiracy room. What I loved about both of these rooms, it really showcased what he's amazing at. Preston's always thinking outside the box with his use of electronics. Lots of times it was eerie, but it was pretty cool.
Hannah won the first big challenge with a beautiful exterior with all those delicate influences that she got from Japan. It's where we first saw her personal story that she continued to weave throughout her house.
And she was in the top 3 of every mini challenge.
So coming into this challenge, the wins are pretty evenly distributed.
What did you think about our artists' outdoor spaces?
Tracy's floating rock was so cool to see because the chains were holding it down. You looked a little closer and you saw this little plant on it. Oh my gosh. Quite honestly, a water feature doesn't belong in her environment at all. So her sewer was clever. She framed the house nicely. She brought everything to the center, which is really nice. brings focus to that sitting area. I could see the record store owner sitting there with his coffee. It was believable, and that message was really there.
When I look at Hannah's work, each piece tells a story. The tape around the tree, and then there's the washing, puddles on the floor, beautiful koi pond. And it's a big water feature. It's complicated because it's built in layers, so it takes time and effort and design skills. It makes your heart sing.
It was a feast for your senses. She gave us everything, and it is the perfect cap to such a beautiful house. Preston honored his original design aesthetic from beginning to end. It was complete, and it all made sense. We see where the family escaped to with his bomb shelter door.
Preston was the only one of our miniaturists to take the risk of using real water. It didn't leak everywhere, and that could have been a complete disaster. Those details are the things that we're looking for at this level.
But I feel like he concentrated so much on his pool, he didn't have much else going on in his outdoor space.
Judges, it's all come down to this. It's time to name Best in Miniature.
Let's do it.
Okay. I've done my 150, 200% for this final big challenge, and I'm hoping there will be a chance for me to win.
After I've seen Hannah's and Tracy's work, I'm nervous, I'm sweaty, my heart is pounding out of my chest.
The suspense is killing me, but I just felt that all three of us finished strong on top.
Miniaturists, it was an honor to step into your mini magical worlds as we watch you build your houses room by room.
Hannah, challenge after challenge, we've seen who you are as a person and as an artist. You've made your house come alive with nature, and the realistic details in your cottage were masterful.
Preston, your powerful atomic disaster story had a deep impact on us. The concept hooked us from the start, but it's the undeniable level of technique and precision and the risks that you took that really stood out for us.
Tracy, you showed us that the future is a place where hope and resilience live on. Your expert level of skills throughout the competition has been consistent and strong.
Only one of you can be Best in Miniature. The grand prize winner of $10,000 and a bespoke residency at the International Guild of Miniature Artisans is Hannah. You are Best in Miniature.
I won the Best in Miniature. I think it's going to take a while for me to register it.
Congratulations, Hannah.
Thank you so much.
Hannah was the winner today because, quite honestly, her house, her story, it made my heart sing.
Thank you so much.
Hannah was able to actually make us feel something powerful that we didn't expect. We watched her grow and expand, but always staying true to who she was. So bravo, Hannah. Fantastic job.
Wow. Throughout this competition, I packed my suitcase so many times because I thought I was going home. And here I am at the end, holding this trophy.
I didn't leave anything on my house unfinished, so I'm super proud of it. I've learned that when I push my creativity, that I can create amazing things.
Although I didn't win, I'm walking out here a completely different artist. The experience has changed me forever.
Oh my God, I don't know what to say. It's never too late to start something new. This win means that miniature is going to be my path going forward. This is my signature dance when I'm happy, and I'm very happy.